Football United Live. What a first half it has been, especially if you're a Mumbai City FC fan. I have Paul and Eric here with me. Eric, overall, what did you make of the first half? Mumbai clearly dominating.
Yeah, they're dominant, and that's because of some mistakes from Bengaluru FC's defence. And I think you can't allow a team like Mumbai City into a fixture where you're already up against the cosh. And Alan Coss has made a couple of errors at the back, and they've allowed them to come into this game. I don't think Mumbai City have got out of second gear yet, and I think there's a lot more to come and a lot more misery for BFC.
There is when you look at the bench as well. You've got to turn around and say that the depth of squad is there. But I feel a little bit for BFC, I really do, because it's those individual mistakes that are costing them, and they are proving very costly. And it was Costa initially making that individual error that opened the doors to allow Mumbai to get that first goal. And once that happens, you could see Bengaluru just a little bit down, but then they showed a bit of spirit and fight back. But that second goal when went in the back of the net was probably deserved in the end from Mumbai.
Well, individual errors is how you can describe it, especially that first goal from Jorge Pereira Diaz. Mumbai are one team to capitalise on the opposition's errors.
Yeah, you can't make a mistake like that in the back line. There's just a little bit of sloppy possession play with the two defenders, but it's Alan Costa here, just gets tangled with his feet and he just get rid of the ball. And Diaz, that's his bread and butter. He loves to get in there and snoop around defenders in case they make mistakes, in case they take a bad touch, and it's exactly where you want Pereira Diaz. That's his bread and butter. Costa again, he can't be that casual, Mace.
Far too casual. But they had one in the last game, Suresh. You'd have thought that he'd learned to deal with it. You've had another one here with Costa. You'd have thought he'd have learned to deal with it. You thought with the experience he had, he wouldn't make a mistake like that. Metab tried to let one roll out here, but the next time, Udance kept it in. The next time he came out and kicked it in the stands and went, no, we'll get our shape back. So they're looking not to make errors in Mumbai's defence, whereas it looks as though at times Bengaluru are looking to try and take a risk. There's no need to take a risk there. Push it forwards, get it away and squeeze up and get your shape back.
Well, it was another risk giving Apuya so much space and that opportunity because he was going to capitalise.
Yeah, he was, and he's run off the midfield, but again, Alan Costa's positioning comes into question. I think he's been asked to go and get, a bit further forward to stop the likes of Greg Stewart getting on the ball, but just there, complete mismatch, and Apuya takes 3 touches in the box. You can see Bruno Ramirez lets him run in the initial play, and then he doesn't communicate to Surrey jump, but it's Alan Costa who gets pulled out of that position. But even here, 2 or 3 players to try and get ready. You can't have 3 touches inside the box. Somebody has to go and close. There's a player on the post for BFC. I don't know what they're trying to do there.
Who's tracking him, Eric? Who's tracking him? Who's gone with him?
The 2 midfielders come from Bruno Ramirez.
So that's the first thing.
Come through that, and he has to communicate to Suresh if he gets in front of him. There's no communication for BFC tonight.
And Mace Greg Stewart, you can't keep him quiet, and he was going to be extremely vociferous there.
What do you expect? That is exactly what you're going to get from him. He's been fantastic that first 45 minutes. He's been driving them forwards. He's been dropping deeper as well and getting on the ball, always looking to put us into play, and also turning around and making sure and ensuring that they are always on the front foot. He can always conjure something out of nothing. He picks a pass, Eric, doesn't he? And really has that quality now that has given them that impetus to go forwards and believe in themselves this season.
Just finds those spaces and those gaps, and Bengaluru had a couple of chances of their own, but it wasn't the good final product. And that's it again, Jahul making sure just try and play it forward, and anything can happen. Greg Stewart probably could have done a little better on that occasion, but he's the go-to man. They look to him to make things happen. Jahul will find him every single opportunity he can get, but he almost has a free roll, Greg Stewart, but he's on fire again tonight.
Well, the thousands of fans here at the Mumbai Football Arena are extremely happy with the scoreline at halftime. We have a very special guest with us who's also equally happy. We have Mr. Raoul de Vries with us. He is the Group COO of City Football Group. Welcome and thank you for joining us on Football United Live.
Thank you for having me. What a great evening to be here.
Absolutely. Now, I believe you've been to India before. You've even been to Mumbai before, but this is your first time at a Hero ISL game for Mumbai City FC. Just tell me about your experience, because of course you're loving the way they're leading, not just here but in the league as well.
Yeah, it's a great game so far, great results so far. I love being in India. I've been here a few times in a previous capacity, but the first time in my role as City Football Group, first time for Mumbai City. I spent today going through what we see as a future for football in India, and had a very, very positive day, and I'm very excited to see the atmosphere in the stadium and see all confirmed what I've seen from Manchester, but on PowerPoint slides. Now I can see it for real.
Well, when Mumbai City, the City Group, took over Mumbai here, there was great excitement, and it didn't have to wait long to have success. Can you give us some sort of idea what goes in behind the scenes of a successful football club?
Yeah, so the whole concept of City Football Group is something you see in many other multinationals, that we have some real expertise around football in the centre, built up through Manchester City, but also New York City and Melbourne City and all the other football clubs that we own. And that central expertise we can quite quickly use in clubs like Mumbai when we took over the club here in Mumbai. So the reason the results came quite quickly because we can move expertise from the centre into Mumbai City almost from day one. And I think that really helped the club in the early days.
Well, Citigroup, of course, have 12 clubs now all over the world, a big family that's growing all the time. Since coming into Mumbai, what can we expect moving forwards from the Citigroup and Mumbai City, and when?
Well, we want to keep growing the team, be better, but we also want to play a big role in the promotion of football in India. We believe there is a lot of growth potential of the game in India, and the more we put games like this on display, the better we play, the better our opponents play, I think the better we'll get. So what you will see from us is a lot of investment, mainly in football, in players, in coaches, and you can see it on the pitch today. There are players from all nationalities, coach from other clubs within the group. So our ambition is really to invest in the game, make it better for the fans, and grow the game in India. That's what we're here for.
Well, the fans are absolutely ecstatic. Thank you, Roll, for joining us
Thank
here,
you.
and good
Thank you
luck
for
going
having me.
forward. So much. Well, he was talking about the opposition as well. Now, let's take a look at Bengaluru FC, because, Mace, you said there were moments of passion showed by the players over there. They weren't going to throw in the towel.
No, they showed a bit of fight, didn't they? And that was always pleasing to see, because when they keep conceding from mistakes, sometimes teams go into a shell. We haven't seen that from Bengaluru in this half. We saw them coming forwards, saw them trying to be on the front foot. They were very, very similar when it came to the shots, chances and the opportunities to Mumbai, but they just haven't had that bit of luck in front of goal.
But finally, somebody's trying to shoot a goal. You know, last week they had one shot on target, I think, in the whole game, and they aren't just getting forward, maybe just selecting the wrong option to score. But at least, you know, Danish Farooq, Bhutia tries from distance, and right here, Danish Farooq has to score that goal. That's an absolute sitter. The only thing is, I can say from it's bounced at a horrible angle, but from there you can take a touch, you can go forward with the ball. That's an open chance inside the 6-yard box. They won't get that again, I don't think, against Mumbai City.
But, Mace, great effort from Bengaluru, but also great defending from Mumbai.
What was that?
Great effort from Bengaluru, great defending from Mumbai as well.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you've got to look at Griffiths being the absolute standout defender. He always seems to be getting a toe in, always close to Krishna, won't allow time and space for that attacking side from Bengaluru.
All right, we got the bench strength of Mumbai already that you mentioned, but Eric, what about Bengaluru? Someone can come in and make a difference?
Obvious that Sunil Chetri will come on at half-time. I think, you know, he's gone into the dressing room, and a lot of people...
All right, thank you, gentlemen. It's time for the second half. Can Bengaluru take something from the Maximum City?
Terry for the home side. At half-time, it must have been an easier team talk for Des Buckingham. They lead by 2 goals. And just before coverage began, Sunil Chetri walking down the pitch on his own, forlorn. And that has been the mood in the camp for Bengaluru.
Yeah, it has, and it's been mistakes that have proved costly. Alan Costa with that first mistake and the first error. Nice, cool, calm finish from Pereira Diaz, though you can't give that man that sort of time and space. Credit, though, to Bengaluru, who tried to come forwards and cause a few problems themselves. The Chimpa getting away with that one, because Dennis should really have buried that. It could have been all so different. But then this little pullback here, nobody tracking the run of Apuya, who runs in late. But he was allowed to have 3 touches, if you include the strike of the ball into the back of the net. In that box, with no one closing him down, between 12 and 6 yards out, 3 touches. That can't happen. That cannot happen. Individual errors.
You were mentioning, Mace, how there was that 15-minute period in which Bengaluru fought back. It is that 15-minute period in which all those numbers were much better for them. Touches in the box, forward passes, all of that which matters.
Correct. Absolutely spot on. That 15-20 minutes, it's nice to see that the fans have come here to support their team as well. That 15-20 minutes showed a little bit of fight, grit, determination, but they need to show it now for 45 minutes. But what they need to do, more than anything, is stop these individual errors. If they do that, they can be tight at the back. They can keep things shored up. They can make sure that they will be in games. But it's those sloppy, silly little mistakes that have proved so costly this season for them. They've only conceded, was it 6 goals all season? It's unbelievable.
Also the big worry of scoring goals, Simon Grayson. And before he really got in on the job, if he was told Roy Krishna and Chetri are on the roster, I never would have thought that they will commit this on the record, scoring just twice in the season so far. And that curse continues after this first half of football in Terry.
It will change for them. It will. But they've got to show spirit here now. This next 45 minutes is a big 45 minutes for Simon Grayson. His team in green.
The form hasn't been as green. The returns in front of goal not as bountiful.
ഒന്നര യൂത്ത്
അപ്പൊ തീർന്നു 100 മെസ്സേജ്
നിർത്തുന്നു